Good evening, Dhamma friends. Let me wish you the supreme blessings of the Noble Triple Gem for you to enjoy this Sutta study class for the last time of this month uh, and enrich your knowledge in the Dhamma. And may that knowledge of the Dhamma helps you cope with negative emotion of your mind and take them out by replacing wholesome thoughts. I think you have the same wish for everyone in this class and everyone in the world so that we are physically and mentally ready for the last Sutta studies of June. And let's begin the Sutta studies by paying our homage to the Supreme Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I pay my homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened one. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear friends, as I said, today is the last Sutta discussion for this month, which months that we got Buddhism from India. We were discussing a lot of Dhamma related to the incident happened on Oson full moon day in 3rd century BC and discussed a lot of Dhamma to get closer to the path of Nirvana. We have been continuing that kind of urge to know the Dhamma because the month of May, month of June, and also the month of July, these 3 months are really significant for us historically because of the happenings of the Buddha's life and also in the Sasana. So we are very fortunate to have a lot of support from different direction, either virtually and in person. We are lucky to have those monks and lay people around who actually practice Dhamma in their own, and they also are generous to share them with us, so that we are very fortunate. With that happy thoughts, we go to today's Sutta studies. It is from Kuddaka Nikaya, the last of the Sutta Pitaka, last main section of the Sutta Pitaka is called Kuddaka Nikaya. It has 15 books, and one of the book is called Sutta Nipata. Sutta Nipata, if you see it from the beginning, all the suttas are very authentic Pali that came from early stage of the Buddha's ministry. The reason why we see this, because the Pali in the Sutta Nipata is little bit different from other Nikayas, and a scholarly work always emphasize the fact that these Pali, which are difficult to actually go on the flow of chanting, because they were early stage of Pali, and later the language always changes little bit due to the way of living. So in later period, the Pali language is somewhat different from this early stage of Pali. We agree with that because the Pali in Sutta Nipata is difficult and it's mostly poetic. So this sutta that we selected from Sutta Nipata is called Uraga Sutta. It's from Uraga Vagga. Sutta Nipata has 12 main section in it. Uraga Vagga. And in Uraga Vagga we have 12 suttas, and the first sutta is called Uraga Sutta. So Uraga is the serpent. It could also be called snake. The message of this sutta is really interesting. I would warn that this sutta is not a sutta like from Majjhima Nikaya and elsewhere, which has stories, similes. Of course, we have similes, but no stories, no prose that explain things in the Dhamma one by one. But this is a kind of poetic sutta, which, like Ratana Sutta, part of Mangala Sutta, and like Karanimita Sutta, these suttas, also come from this Buddhaka Nikaya, but not. This one is somewhat difficult. You should have some knowledge to understand the message of the sutta in details. We'll try, because time to time we should take challenges in explaining. Also, explaining the sutta is also a challenge. I should refer to many sources to find relationship between some dhamma of this discourse to another. It doesn't mean that I cannot follow, but in terms of teaching this kind of suttas to people, it's a challenge. And listening to these discourses and keep the interest on dhamma is also a challenge. Anyway, we all take challenges in life, and that's how life goes. And I think everybody will do something great to the end of the sutta discussion today. I would like to read this discourse first. Then we move on to the discussion due to the uh, difficulty of understanding. I would go into Pali first and then to English. This is how we start, and we don't find where this discourse is uttered by the Buddha. Okay, in the sutta you don't find in Karanimita Sutta also you don't find it. But when you come to commentary, when you come to sub commentaries, when you come to other books followed by commentaries, would say something. But I didn't go to the commentary yet, just to find out where this discourse is delivered. It's additional information. So this is how the sutta start. Yo uppatitang vineti kodang visatang sappavisang osadehi sobikku jahati oraparang urago chinna mivattachang purana. So even for us who have read Pali a lot and chanted Pali a lot, takes a couple of breaths to read this poem. That shows how old the language is in Sutta Nipada. The meaning is the anger, or the ill will we have when the anger could be dry out from our mind if we take the proper practice. Like suppose a snake bite you, and the venoms of the snake is in your body now. If you take the medicine, if you take herbal medicine or water medicine, you have quickly after the snake bite, you could be able to take this venom out from your body and no harm at all. So likewise, you can take the anger out if you take the proper measures for overcoming anger. And such a mendicant, such a bhikkhu, shed the near show and far show as a serpent its own worn out skin. So the bhikkhu who actually there are two similes here. One is the snake, and the other one is also related to snake. The snake, when couple of years, couple of maybe 1 or 2, I don't know how old a snake lives. Anyhow, after considerable period of living, the skin of the snake is going to die. The snake feels it, so that there are a couple of ways that snake treat it according to the book written by Jnanaponika from Germany. If you want to read it, I would tell you the title of the book. And in that book, he says there are four reasons, four ways that snake follows to take the skin out when the skin dry. The title of the book is The Worn Out Skin, Reflection on Uruga Sutta. It's a book which has 74 pages. If anyone is interested to read this book, just email me and I would definitely send you the link. The reflection on the Uraga Jataka, Jnanaponika Thera. There, I just want to tell you this one. The ancient masters on the Theravada Buddhist tradition explain the simile of the serpent's worn out skin occurring in the last line of each of the poem's verses as follows. So, if you look at the all the stanzas here, I would say this to you now. There are 17 stanzas of the Uruga Sutta, and all these stanzas, the last line is about like the serpent who takes the or dry skin out from his body. So just like the snake leave the skin, outgrown skin out, we have to remove unwholesome state of mind to make our mind purify and clean. Why does the snake does do so? Because that skin of his body is gone. That the cloth he wears is outdated now, so that he removes it, or the snake removes it just to have, just to wear the new one. Likewise, the monk, the nun, the male and female follower of the Buddha should remove the anger, frustration, ill will, ignorance, all kinds of defilement to keep the mind clean and clear. That's it. That is the simple meaning of this particular sutta. So there are 17 stanzas, and all these stanzas tells about this serpent simile, worn out skin simile, and the shedding of the serpent's all skin is done in four ways. That's what I wanted to highlighted in following the laws. So in the following the law of its own species. That's the first one. In with regard to that, what does it mean? um, these snakes have long bodies. So in terms of taking the dry skin out, what they do is they engage with other animals. Sometime, for example, if two same type of snake come and they, not fighting, but they, what do you say, uh, it could be mating, or it could be something else. They try to take the help from other species, other same type of animal, just to take the skin out. It is not a very straightforward activity to do so, but that is one way to do it. With regard to other animals, they might come and eat the old skin and take the whole major part of all skin is taken out by such a way, and that's the one. Then the uh, through disgust, when the snake feels that its own skin is disgusted, bad smell, the snake is going through a wood or a root or a stone to take it out. Like us, if we wear very dirty clothes, we feel the smell. If we do not get shower, we feel very bad. So what we do is either taking the clothes out and get a shower, or we can do many things. Likewise, the snake feels very bad, disgusted when the part of the skin is gone, bad smelly. So he or the snake goes through the wood or the stones or whatever areas or place that skin being gone, And the other way is, the fourth way is with effort. It means the snake might stay longer in a wood, in a bush, in a ground places like anthill, until the skin is completely gone like silk. Then the snake gets out of it. So these are the ways that the serpents or the snakes do to take the skin out. So uh, in a simple term, what this snake simile is added to each stanza at last after telling the dharma. So here in the first one, anger could be when anger arises, it is being taken out, just like the venom of the snake is taken out from the body by using medicine. How about if we live with the anger for a long time? We are going to be so polluted and contaminated by it, and our whole atmosphere, peaceful atmosphere, might be gone. So as soon as anger arises, as soon as anger, the sources of anger come into effect, you should be mindful to take precautions or to take measures to take it out. Otherwise, what happened? Just after snake biting, or the venom goes with the blood, and just like the air goes through the blood and make the body live. The You're going to your blood. The How do you say? Uh, the, the the blood is going to turn the other way around, and it could change whole atmosphere in your physical body, and you may not be able to breathe in and breathe out. The function of the heart and the brain might be damaged, so the damage is going on and on. The worst thing happen is death. But when anger rises and leave it like that, there are so many bad things happen. But I think that dangerous than dying, because you could kill somebody, you could allow other unwholesomeness to arise, which take you in sansara for a long time. So that like you take the venom out by using medicine, you have to take the anger when it arises. This is related to Samma Vayama, right effort in the Noble Eightfold Path. It says that uh, you try your best to protect your mind from the sources of anger, but if arises, then you try to take the anger out quickly and immediately. And the kusala, the skillfulness you develop out of these two efforts, is really uh, gem like thing, so that you have to protect it. This is what the Samma Vayama in the Noble Eightfold Path says. So here it is applied in an indirect way. When the anger arises, take it out, just like the venom of the snake is treated with medicine quickly. And that is what the mendicants, the bhikkhus, the very word in Pali is used bhikkhus, because the monks were in front of the Buddha when this is taught. Anyhow, we know that we are all you know included in with the word bhikkhu. So the bhikkhu or bhikkhuni or lay fellow who practice the dharma into that extent should actually shed the go to near and far shore. That's mean from this corner of the sansara, cross over to the other. In other words, you are now in the near shore, which means in the calm existence, but you can cross over this mundane lifestyle to a supramundane state of life by taking the unwholesomeness out. It's like the snake who takes the dry skin out from his body and having a new one. You are going to a super state of peace and happiness. So that is the first stanza of the Uraga Sutta, and we go to the second one. Yo rag mudachida asesan bisa puppangwa saroruhang vigaihe sobikku jahati or parang urugo jinna miwatta chang purana. So the meaning is uh, in the pond we see lotuses. We have cut off greed entirely like a lotus plucked flower and stalk. Such a mendicant shed the near shore and the far as a serpent its all worn out skin. So basically, first we talk about the anger, now we talk about the greed. So these are basic roots of suffering. First, we talk about the anger, it's ill will, dosa. Now we talk about the greed, lobha. So we all know how these uh, basic roots of suffering act in our mind when they are like seed. So they are giving us kind of shoots, kind of I would say mental state when necessity arises. So greed is lobha. It has several ways to come out. Like with when it comes out, we call kama chanda, we call tanha. So these are some of the words we use when it comes into surface level, but they are rooted in the mind. Greed, just like you take the lotus. Basically when you go to the pond and take the lotus flower, you don't take the whole roots of the lotus down in the pond. You just pluck it, just only the flower with its stick into a certain length. But if you take the lotus flower along with the other part of the lotus, so there is no more in that. So the monk who practiced the Dharma, monk who crossed over from this life to what you call mundane life to supramundane, it's like you are taking the full lotus with the root. So this is how the Buddha suggested us to do with the greed. Don't keep it at least for little of it in your mind. It could grow, it could increase depending on the situation. So we have to target the entire sphere of greed so that there is nothing in mind. How do we do this? There are many ways. That's what the path practice suggests for us. So, whole Noble Eightfold Path and other practices in the line are suggesting us to take the challenge and deal with the hindrances first and have moral principles practiced well. Then be mindful about anything and everything come from senses, and then practice Yonisho Manasikara, appropriate attention at all. So these are basic practices scattered in the teaching to deal with the level of greed, first level of greed, and then you are in a great positions to deal with the next level of greed. Then you see the whole picture of greed. So at some point you would be able to take the root out of the greed. So entire greed, just like you go to the pond, first you see from distance you see the lotus flower, but under the water you have long way to the bottom of the pond, the roots of the root. So you quickly slowly take it out completely, and there is no lotus flower, tree at all in the water. So likewise you have to cut off the greed. That mendicant is like the serpent who takes the dry skin out from his body. So basically, what you have to let go of, you should let go of and find that emancipation. So each stanza, I would say this now, each stanza take us to a deep Dhamma investigation because they are very succinct, but the implication each stanza gives has connections with different discourses. Now we move on to the third one. Yo tanha mudachida asesang saritang siga sarang visosaitva so bhikkhu jahati oraparang urago chinna mivata chang purana. You see that the last two lines are quite similar the same. So the first and the second line is different from each other. So what this mean? Tanha, the craving, means desire for things, desire for mental state, desire. Basically, it's likeness. But when tanha arises quickly and take us to different attachment quickly, it's called javana tanha. That running tanha, running craving. It's so fast. So translation says this: they have cut off craving entirely, drying up the sweet flowing stream. Such a mendicant shed the near shore and the far as a serpent its all worn out skin. So this particular tanha is quick and fast, and even you cannot think about how speed the tanha works. So, when you come to panya, wisdom, we have tikka panya, which means the panya that quickly go through to the deeper level of investigation. Putu panya, hasa panya, javana panya, mahapanya. So, wisdom has been categorized into various sections because of the nature of the wisdom we are having. So, likewise, craving, this particular craving is quickly working. That's why it's called panya, which is running. And that tanha, craving, that craving should be taken out completely from our mind, just like the stream that flows very nicely is drying out due to drought. The stream could dry out. Likewise, tanna should be dried out. Atapi. In Satipatthana series, you find this word atapi, which means you dry your effort is so important, and your effort is up to the point to burn down the craving, to burn down the desire, to burn down any type of abhijja and domanasa. So that's what atapi means. It's always attached to the right effort. So with right effort, what you do is, with the help of mindfulness and also, panya, you cut off the ways of tanha. So that's like the stream dry out due to drought. We provide the opportunities to dry out the tanha. That mendicant is crossing over his status of life from mundane to supramundane, just like the snake takes out his old skin, which is meaningful. I think the meaning is not that difficult to understand. So that is the third stanza. So far, we have covered three, and they are talking about anger, greed, now craving. Greed and anger could be in one category, but using these terms, Buddha wanted disciples to understand the point of dharma. So, in some cases, Buddha take tanha, in some cases greed, in some cases anger. If you apply the dhamma with one of those things, for one of those things, you have entered into the ocean of dhamma. So there you taste the water of the ocean, and wherever you get into, the taste of the water is same. So that only thing you need to do, only thing we need to do is to jump into the stream. So then you go downstream with the with all the noble qualities. Only thing you need to do is to jump to the Dharma, enter into the Dharma. So then you find everything. It's like you go to a it's like you go to a park where there are a lot of flowers. So as soon as you enter to the park through the gate, before you enter, you see one flower, two flower, one bed of flowers, and so forth. But as soon as you entered, you see everything. You can touch each and every flower and smell them and enjoy the entire park. Likewise, suppose you recognize that I have anger, I have greed too much, I have craving, I have ignorance. So let me treat myself with this particular unwholesomeness. So there you embrace all kinds of dharma, all kinds of taste of the dharma you are going to have because you jump into the pool of dharma. So far we covered three. Now we go to the fourth one. Yo mana mudabbadi asesang nalasetuncha sudubbalang mahogo sobiku jahati oraparang urago chinna mivatta chang purana. So the meaning is, the fourth one, they have swept away the conceit entirely, the mana, as a fragile bridge of reeds by a great flood. Such a mendicant shed the near shore and the far shore as a serpent its all worn out skin. So we talk about the mana, conceit. It's a type of measure we do. It's a type of comparison we do among us. Like here we have basically three types of measurement. I am better than I am. Uh, I'm not good like others, which is one measurement, one judgment. I do not have this knowledge. I'm so low based on their education, based on their living condition, based on this and that, and so basically you are telling yourself that you are bad, that you are low, which is called hinaman. And you say the next one is you say that you are equal to others. So I'm equal. Why not? I should be there in the sense of negative way, in the sense of type of repulsive thoughts of others. Because we can say that I'm equal to them in the positive way too. But mana is such that you keep the irritative feeling with behind it when you decide that I'm equal to, I am lower than. So negative feeling support you to have this judgment on you, on others. That is the wrong part of it. So the third one is I'm better than others. So you look them down upon, assuming that you are the best, which would be right into many cases, but knowledge wise, economy wise, social status wise, even practicing dharma wise, you would be better than. But you should not take it into your mind too much, because from the dharma point perspectives, it is man. It could be man. Unless you know the dhamma, it could be man, because uh, who am I at the end of the discussion? At the end of the day, I is a kind of projection, right? What kind of knowledges we have? They are all information by seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching, and thinking. So those wise people never say this in front of people that I am better than you, I am better than her, I am better than him, and so on. I am equal to you. In mundane world, you would say this into a certain extent, because if you need to do it. For example, you go to you go to a kind of conference, and you have to say that I have been working so hard throughout last 15 years, and I found out this. So this is the best research according to my knowledge, and it says this, and I'm so happy. So from the Dhamma analysis, this statement I made now, ha, you know, has some sort of mana, because that's how the world goes forward. But what we are trying to do in the Dhamma is to go against the current world goes. So we have to understand the mundane truth and also supramundane truth. We have to understand the mundane truth and also absolute truth. So there is a distinct always. So mana is like judging keep myself over here and judge everyone else. Or I judge everyone else, putting me here as an example. So either way it works. But from the Dhamma point of view, it is an impediment for us to go to the peaceful status of Dhamma explained. However, as a fetter, as a bondage, mana is only taken out when you attain to arahantship, the full enlightenment. However, we should say that the mana as a bad quality is weakened by when you attain to first stage of enlightenment, because Sakkaya Ditthi, the self view, is gone when you attain to first stage of enlightenment, Sotapan. With Sakkaya Ditthi, the mana is not acting as before. It is there, but difficult to come out as you cut off the Sakkaya Ditthi self view. Attachment to self view is gone into a great extent, so that the man is not coming out as it is, so that you are safe uh, when you attain to Sotapanna state. So here they have swept away conceit entirely as a fragile bridge of a reed by a great flood. So we have seen, we are from mostly South Asia, and we have thunder, stones and rains. So we have rivers. So they flood when the heavy rain period comes, and all these houses made by wood, made by bricks, made by concrete, they are taken out by the water. So that is been taken as example here. The bridge of reed is taken by the huge current of water. Likewise, you have to. This simile tells us that uh, the house made by wood is compared to the concrete, and the water, the flood, is considered by the Dhamma, because you cannot take the man out from your mind without the Dhamma. It is the Dhamma flow, Dhamma, as a current, as a force, should be there to take the conceit out from your mind. Just by mere wishing, just by doing a puja, just by doing this and that, you cannot take mana out. You have whole effort. You should have right understanding, right intention, speeches, action, livelihood, effort, mindfulness, concentration. All these noble qualities should be there developed to take the mana out. So the Dhamma flood, if I talk about in that way, Dhamma has been the huge power uh, to go downstream to take the mana out from our mind. So if the bridge made by wood is compared to the mana, and the water coming upstream is compared to the Dhamma there. So the mendicant who actually understand mana as a fetter, as an impediment, as a unwholesome state, let the Dhamma worked in his mind. As a result, the conceit is gone first, little by little, gradually, and at some point, the whole root of conceit. So that is what the fourth stanza tells. We go to the fifth one. Yo najya gama bhavesu sarang vichinang puppamiva udumbaresu. So bhikkhu jahati oraparang urago chinna mivattachang purana. It says this: in future lives they find no substance, as an inspector of fig tree finds no flowers. Such a mendicant shed near shore and the far as a serpent eats all worn out skin. So here we see The fifth stanza, there's a particular tree called fig tree, and in it you don't have flowers. So if you are to find out flowers from the from this fig tree, uh, you don't find, and the one who enters into the uh, you know, one who enters into the existence to find out something important, you do not. Let me explain you this in a different way. This tells us that in future lives they find no substance, as an inspector of fig tree finds no flowers. So in bhava or existence, you are human and we are human existence. There are divine existence, animal kingdom, and different existence are there in this world system. So can you find something solid in any of these existence, bhava? No. uh, they are not that permanent. They are not permanent at all. They are changing. And if you are to find out something valuable in any existence, you don't, because they have the nature of change. Every aspect of mind and body and outer world, no matter which existence you are in, everything is impermanent. So that you cannot find anything important, anything solid, anything permanent in this sansar, in this world, in this mind and matter. So it's like finding flowers of a fig tree. In other words, if you try to get flowers from concrete walls, can you get it? No, it's like a tree. You can make a tree out of all these materials, but you cannot get flowers, real flowers. Likewise, you cannot find anything valuable, anything permanent in this bhava. Everything is changing. Look at the Buddha, look at Venerable Sariputta, look at Emperor Asoka. They were very mighty people in the society at that time, but they had to die, leaving everything aside. Nobody could reject it, even the Buddha. Likewise, any existence, whether you are a divine or any other, you have to leave. The number of years and the number of centuries, millennia you live in a life would not be a matter. One day you have to live, because Nati Jata Samaranang, in the teaching it says, those who have born to a life system cannot reject living from that life system. It is a must thing. It is certain. So that it says uh, you have to live everything. And if you think that you can find something positive, something solid, something permanent in impermanent world, it doesn't happen. So the monk who actually understand this crossover to the peaceful show, just like the serpent takes the skin out and have a new one. So every time snake examples is there, because it is how the sutta goes. Now we go to the next one. They hide no anger within, gone beyond any kind of existence. Such a mendicant shed the near show and the far, as a serpent its all worn out skin. In Pali, if I read this, Yasantarato nasantikopa iti bhava bhavatancha vitivanto sobikku jahati oruparang urago jinnamivattachang purana. So if anyone, if a bhikkhu has no anger or ill will, or any desire to be like this and that, that particular monk has gone beyond the normal average lifestyle. He or she must be in a state of moving from mundane to supramundane. So if you do not have anger or seed of anger, along with to be like this and that, because it's a desire to be, bhavatanna we call. I would like to be like, I would like to be a doctor, I would like to be a uh, pilot, I would like to be a president, I would like to be a winner. So all these things from mundane sense, they are okay, we have to do that. But from supramundane level, we think that I am here today, the same person called I should be a particular person in couple of years, which is a craving. It's called bhavatanha. So you accept the fact that you exist right now, and you accept the fact that you are going to be in the future the same person, which is not happening according to the dharma. uh, the person um, here today is going to be tomorrow, but with different changes faculties. So we can look at your yesterday. Everyone now thinks about the yesterday. So we cannot find that particular person yesterday right now from our body. This body, material body, is always changed to something else. And our thoughts, we happen to think yesterday has not been coming again. uh, Suppose we thought about rain yesterday, and today also right now we think about, but the same thought is not coming, it's a different new thought now we have about rain. So basically, mind and matter change into a subtle level, and you cannot find the particular person next time. That is why literature always says no. There is no one person can go to the river and come back. So once you are there, your faculties are changed, and when you come out of the water, the different person come, because so rapidly your body, your mind, your feeling, your sensation, your perception change. So that um, the monk who actually uh, like to be so and so has been gone along with the other unwholesome state, so that he has crossed over the flood of suffering. So that he's like the serpent who take the dry skin out from his body. He's away. He's beyond those normal level. Actually, that's why we call they are extraordinary people. They have done something that many people could not do. That's why we venerate them. So we go to the next also. Yassa vitakka vidupita ajatang suvikappita asesa sobiku jahati oraparang urago jinnamivattachang puranang. We talk about the vitarka. We talk about vitarka. Vitarka means type of thinking that always against certain thinking. For example, kama vitakka. So these are thoughts about sensual pleasure. And vyapada vitakka, thought of anger. Vihimsa vitakka, thought of cruelty. Right? So these are type of thoughts that bound us to a kind of rope, kind of flow. So they are called negative thinking, negative thoughts. But we have positive or wholesome thinking also against those negative kama vitarka, sensual thought, and the total opposite of is thought of renunciation. Yeah, with kama vitarka, you keep the thought to hold on to. You like to keep, you like to, attach to. But with nekama vitarka or thought of renunciation, your intention is to give up, giving away. And thought of ill will, you are always irritating, you are always fighting with. Your mind is always uh, getting something burned out. But when you have thought of loving kindness, the total opposite of anger, so you are cooling down your system always. This body is always uh, you know burning with anger. In one of the suttas in Anguttara Nikaya section number 7, Buddha talks about 7 type of fire. Anger is a fire, lobha is a fire, dosa is a fire, moha is a fire. There are other And the last one is only the flame. We can set on fire to straws and candlelight. Out of seven, six are mental. They are called fire, and only one of the seven is called particular fire we talk about. So so that when we have anger, we burn ourselves. Not only we burn ourselves, we let others also experience the same thing, because the words we utter, the action we do, mix with anger and fire. So loving kindness, assisted by compassion and wisdom, can cool down our system. So when it is, we all know that this is the hot season for us, and it's too hot, we say, with sweating, and we just get into the air condition, in a to a room, to a house, to a hall where air condition works, so that our body is now slowly cooling down. Likewise, how about cooling down our mind? Without compassion, assisted by samadhi, right understanding and right thinking, we cannot do it. So cooling down mind is necessary for us always. So the words and action we do then are up to the point and very productive, very pleasant, and everybody else around us also cool down. Even animal reciprocate well. If we have burn fire in our mind, in our attitude, even animal feels it. When we have loving kindness, cooling, part in our mind, they are also like us. They support us. So in this stanza, the Buddha talks about vitarka, and if you are able to take the vitarka completely out from your mind, let me read the translation. Their mental vibration are cleared away internally, clipped off entirely. Such a mendicant shed the near shore and the far, as a serpent its own worn out skin. So, mental vibration internally and externally, which means, friends, the vitarka, the thought processes, we know that they are completely internal. However, those thought processes over in our mind are being created when we get the information or data from outside. So basically, we cannot change the outside world. We cannot change the pictures we see. We cannot change the sounds because they are already made out of the vibration of four elements. So what we can do when they come to our mind, we recognize them, we actually put the wisdom or right understanding to analyze them, so that we do not take them as they come, but we take kind of penetrated version of data, so that our system is not going to heat again. Our system is done in such a way to cool down our mind. So that's how the arahants usually do, so that their status of living is so cool. They have not run too far, nor run back, but have gone beyond all this proliferation. Such a mendicant shed the near shore and the far, as a serpent its all worn out skin. In Pali, no nachasari, no pachasari, sabbang achagama imang papanchang, sobiku jahati oraparang urago, chinna mivatta chang purana. So in this case, they means those who have done the duties in the Dharma, those who have practiced the Dharma to the highest extent. They have not run too far, no run back. That's mean they have actually gone into the extent that they experience the Dhamma, and there is no coming back. it's really interesting, because when you practice the Dhamma and make sure that you grasp the right thing, you don't want to come back, because you feel what you were before, how low, how bad, how negative you were. But right now you understand how great I am now. In the sense of understanding, I use I. You feel uh, the advanced level of happiness you experience, so that you don't want to go back to particular life you experience. For example, suppose you were in the slum with nothing in your life, no food to eat when you feel uh, you know uh, hunger, no any other thing you could use where you have a desire to do so, but you don't have. How about if you won a lottery and bought a house and you have enough food to eat? Now, right now, when you sit on the couch comfortably, somebody come and tells you that, how about if you like, if you happen to go to the life you experienced before, to the slum, you don't like it, you don't want to go back to that particular suffering life. Likewise, those who have experienced the Dhamma into greater extent, at least to the Samadhi state, you value that life very much, and you don't want to go to burning life again, burning with anger, hatred, ignorance, jealousy, anxiety. It's a hell of life. You don't want to go back. So they have not run too far, no run back, but have gone beyond all this proliferation. That word in Pali is called prapancha, proliferation. Your mind is always going here, there, and here, there. So it's always going beyond. For example, suppose you come to go on a trip in the bus or train, on the plane, or you drive yourself. Your mind goes to something you did in the past. Now, physically, you are in the bus going forward to a particular city, but you must be way far beyond that particular place, thinking, "Oh, I I drew there and I saw these people. This is what I talk about, and these people were against me." So you develop anger, you develop desire, fight you internally with everyone. So that's called mental proliferation. You create stories in your mind, right? So those who have actually gone to a certain extent of spiritual happiness, deal with proliferation, because they have developed sati, mindfulness. Their wisdom is developed, so that they have full control of their mind, so that their mind is not going to travel like I said. So they have full control. Now we go to the next one. So from here, uh, what is the number of this one? We discussed the eighth one, 8 to 4, 15, 17, 8 to actually 6, 14. We have the same line. No, I mean 13. But I would like to read them. What is time now? It's okay. I will take the next part of the discourse next week, because this is not a long sutta, but we have covered only half of it. If I go on next couple of stanzas quickly, I missed the Dhamma point on them, so that I would like to take the second part of the discourse next week. All right, so it's been talking one way always. I did not allow you to speak. Anyhow, if you have anything to add, if you have anything to share, uh, anything to uh, clarify, please take your time now. Relatively, it's a difficult discourse. If you see that a lot of monks do not take discourses from Sutta Nipata to do sermons, because they are too difficult. The meaning is not difficult. Sometimes if you follow the sutta exactly as it is, it's not that easy to understand, and when we deliver sermons to a big crowd, the crowd could be crowd needs to enjoy something. That has to be gradual, and that has to be going from easy points to difficult point. But in this kind of these courses, they are all difficult. Meaning is hidden. You have to take it out through analysis. So that's why we don't see many who do sermons do not take these suttas as they are titled discourses. But we should take challenges in understanding these discourses. That's why I take it. Anything you want to say?
Swamin Wahansa,
Yes.
in item number 5, you mentioned about um, not have any core or substance, and your explanation made me feel like we are pointing towards impermanence. Did I
Yes.
understand it right?
Yes.
Correctly?
Bhavatanha, right? So uh,
Yes.
we feel when we come to understanding, when we come to an understanding that this life has something essence, something solid,
Mhm.
we tend to forget that everything is impermanent, right? In the
Okay.
Dham, it says that in any bhava, in any existence, we cannot take anything solid, anything valuable, because they are always moving.
Oh.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so uh, that's why with regard to bhava, with
Mhm.
re- we have to understand impermanence against of that perception, because that's what the dharma suggests us to do. So in any bhava, human existence, divine or otherwise, uh, we can, from mundane sense, we have a lot of things to enjoy. We, from mundane sense, we keep many things in our possessions to enjoy, but
Mhm.
we have to leave them apart, because not only the possessions, but also who those people who hold them are
Mhm.
impermanent. They have to depart from each other. So that's why we
Okay.
don't have any substance that is permanent in this any
Mhm.
in any bound. Yeah.
Right.
Understanding impermanence is the solutions for living out of bhavatanha.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for the question.
Swaminathan Bhumistuti.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, so I would like you to go and find this book written by Venerable Jnanaponika Thera, so that I won't be explaining too much next time. It's a wheel publication, and if you go to Google and type Uraga Sutta Uraga Sutta by just type Uraga Sutta, I would say. Then you find find this book. It's a PDF one. It's free by Venerable Jnana Ponikatera, and it's a wonderful book which explain things better, and it's very academic English too. Anyway, I hope you all can understand. So it's 74 pages, and I think couple of pages at the beginning is introduction. I think introduction is also good. So if you don't understand the poems with translation, leave it out. But you can go to the analysis part, starting with simile of the serpent. There you go easily. So that is for someone who has enough time to read and get knowledge. But if you don't have, just keep in mind that the Buddha talks about uh, main basic defiled state in our mind, and just like the serpent take the the outgrown skin out with any means, the monks and nuns and male and female lay followers should take the unwholesome things out from our mind such as craving, tanha, greed, and then anger, conceit, and bhava, the desire for existence, and so on. So, in short, it says just like the snake remove its old skin, we have to take the unwholesome things out from our mind so that your mind is pure and clean. So Nibbana is nothing but taking the greed, hatred, and ignorance out of our mind, and that mind is called associating Nibbanic pleasure. So, having said that, I just want to end today's Sutta study class. I hope you spend a valuable time. At least the inspiration you get from this Sutta discussion is enough. And may you all be well, happy, and peaceful by the wholesome thing you develop. And may we all be in that particular noble, generation called Arahants soon. And may you be well, happy, and peaceful.